been called the Purple Pinocchio, and he's been roundly derided on social media as a fantasist. One of the party's biggest donors, Aaron Banks, says that his leadership is weak and the party is, quote, thrashing around for a purpose. Paul Nuttall joins me now. It was a very, very bruising by-election for you. And you then went on holiday.
Yes.
Where did you go?
Where did I go?
Yes.
I disappeared somewhere in this country. I wanted to get away. I was being hounded by the press. My family were being hounded by the press as well. Frankly, you know, it was a long, difficult campaign, and you know, I'm back in the saddle now. That's the main thing, and UKIP will move forward.
After all the things that were said about you during that campaign, did you ever think I might step down as leader? Maybe I'm the wrong guy for this job.
I've never thought I was the wrong guy. I mean, of course, you do have moments of doubt. And it's been, well, look, you know, it was a highly personal campaign. My family were being hounded in a way that I think most politicians will never have to go through. You know, when your 86-year-old grandmother who's standing there in the dressing gown gets a camera shoved in her face, when your father's being followed to work, you know, when your wider family are being harassed, you know, it is difficult. But you know what? It's made me more determined, because if it beats me, then it beats UKIP, and UKIP has got a great future as long as it stays on the pitch.
Well, we'll come on to that, because the thing that was said about you again and again and again was that simply you were not telling the truth about important parts of your life. So can we go through a few of those things and nail them down one more time? Why did you say that you had lost someone close to you at Hillsborough?
Well, firstly, I want to go back before that, because there was an orchestrated smear campaign, which I knew was coming from December, which was suggesting that I wasn't actually at Hillsborough. Can I just put this on record, Andrew, because this is really important.
Who was smearing you?
Oh, well, there was an orchestrated campaign which I knew was coming, which was done by a political party. I'll leave it at that, OK? But I want to make one thing.
You've got to tell us more. Was it the Labour Party you're accusing of smearing you?
Well, yes, I am, actually. Yes, I am, OK? But they suggested that I wasn't actually at Hillsborough. I provided witness statements. I've given evidence to Operation Resolve, and I'm prepared to stand in a witness stand in a court of law. As for the close personal friends issue, look, it went up on my website in 2011. I didn't put it there. It was a mistake. My press officer offered to resign. I refused to accept it because it's my responsibility. I've apologised.
So you accept responsibility?
Oh, absolutely. Look, I didn't check. Look, but the point is, I've apologised to the people that matter. But look, can I also make, and I'm going to make another point here, because people need to get a bit of perspective on this. It's not as if I've lied about weapons of mass destruction. It's not as if I've taken us into an illegal war. It's not as if I've been caught in a paedophile gang or anything. No. But the way some of the media have portrayed this, it has been akin, and it's been unfair.
All right. When you were asked about Hillsborough afterwards, you said that you hadn't lost a personal friend. I've lost someone who I know. Can I ask who that was?
No, because as a family, we all lost people who we knew. It was a horrendous day. I was 12 and a half years of age. I've said everything I have to say to Operation Resolve, and I'm prepared to stand in a court of law in a witness stand.
Were you surprised when UKIP officials in Liverpool walked out because of what you'd said?
Well, look, one of them said that he walked out as a result of what Aaron Banks said, not what I said, and I have his complete support. But look, I'm always sad when people leave UKIP, always. And I don't want people to leave UKIP, whether that's at the top of the party or the bottom of the party. We need to stick together because we need to grow.
Was this the same press officer who was responsible for saying that you were a professional footballer for Tranmere Rovers, which you weren't?
Well, no, I played the Tranmere Rovers from the age of 13.
Not as a professional footballer?
Look, from the age of 13 to 18, I was at Tranmere Rovers. I played as a youngster and for the U team. And yes, you know, it was the same press officer. It was a mistake. Back then, she made a mistake. But again, it was my website. I should have checked.
And was she the same person who was the over-enthusiastic researcher who claimed you'd had a PhD?
No, that's an absolute lie. And I want to nail this one right now, OK? I've never claimed once in my life that I've ever had a PhD, and I'm on record in interviews time and time again saying I'd like to finish my PhD. That came from a LinkedIn page that wasn't even mine.
OK, again on your website, you claimed credit for being on the management board of Northwest Training Council,
I didn't.
Which you weren't.
No, I
well,
didn't.
I've got a quote here.
Hang on. No. What happened was they offered me...
Sorry, you told The Guardian. I beg your pardon.
Absolutely.
Your spokesman said...
No, hang on. They at the time, okayed that press release, all right? So everything that was in that press release was factual. I don't know what's happened in the meantime.
But you weren't on the council of that, were you?
No, I wasn't. But they asked me verbally.
You said you had.
They asked me verbally, would I? OK. They okayed the press release back in 2009. I don't know what's happened between then and now.
So when people say that you're a fantasist, and you've seen all the stuff on social media,
No, I
putting
don't
you with
look
the
at it.
well, that you're there with the Beatles, you're there at the Queen's coronation, you're there on the
Yes.
moon, you're there on D-Day, and so
Oh,
forth.
I'm sure I also founded the Church of Scientology.
It's become a meme.
Yes.
It's become a joke, and that means that you have become a bit of a joke figure. And I say again, are you therefore really the person to lead a party which is having a tough time at the moment?
Look, there is a narrative out there which is being spun by media outlets that have political motivations to see UKIP destroyed. Of course, I'm the right person to lead this party. I was the only person who could have unified the party, brought it together and ensured that it stayed on the pitch. And what UKIP's got to do now, is it's got to hold its nerve. Politics will come back onto UKIP's turf in the near future once the government begin to backslide on Article 50, and all we've got to do is stay in the game.
Because it's not just your opponents and enemies in the media. Aaron Banks, who was your main founder...
No, he's not.
Well, he certainly was for a long period
No,
of
he
time.
wasn't. No, he wasn't. Listen, this is another media lie. Just because you tell a lie often enough doesn't make it the truth. Aaron has never been UKIP's major donor, and since I've got back off holiday, I've got a commitment from a consortium of UKIP's biggest donors that we are financially secure going forward.
Because in the last quarter, you got £33,000 raised,
Yes.
which is only £3,000 more than the Women's Equality Party, and way, way behind parties like the Lib Dems, which leads people to think maybe this is the beginning of the end for UKIP.
But that wasn't on my watch. Only a month of that was on my watch. And would you give money to a party where you have MEPs having altercations in Strasbourg? We had 2 leadership elections. No, you wouldn't. If you look at the next quarter, you will see there is a big improvement in UKIP donations.
All right. And so when Aaron Banks compares the running of UKIP variously to running a squash club or running a jumble cell, I'm not sure which was better or worse, what do you say to him?
Well, look, a lot of what Aaron says, I tend to agree with, OK? And I get on with Aaron.
So you're running a jumble cell?
No. UKIP needs to professionalise. But I want to make this point. I've only been in this role for 13 weeks. 5 of that was spent fighting a by-election. 2 of it was the Christmas period. Give me time to sort out this mess. And I will. And trust me, politics is going to come back onto UKIP's turf and UKIP will prosper in the future, but only if people in the party stop infighting and people hold their nerve.
Should Douglas Carswell remain as a UKIP MP?
Well, look, this is all about this whole knighthood issue.
Nonsense.
Well, look, we've had it in writing now from Douglas Carswell that he lobbied for Nigel Farage to get a knighthood and he spoke to the people involved. He's put it in writing. Let's see what happens. It'll go to the National Executive from here.
So I just ask again, do you personally think he should remain as a UKIP MP?
Well, if it's proven that Douglas lobbied for Nigel to get a knighthood, and let's not forget Nigel Farage deserves a knighthood or a peerage. He's been one of the most influential political figures in British politics since the turn of this century. If it's proven that Douglas has done that, then I don't see a problem.
OK, Paul Nuttall not going anywhere. Thank you very much indeed for talking to us.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.